Good evening, YouTube. Austin Trench here, coming at you with another Toku toy review. Today I'm coming at you with the Super RHF Kamen Rider Faiz and Auto Vajin figure. Now this figure is actually from 2003. It even has a copyright date saying, yeah, 2003, along with Toei's company approval sticker. Oh boy. I'm just so geeked out about how amazing this is. Like you can see, there is a fully transformable figure right in there, and a fully posable and very well realized figure. And this is set back from 2003. It has a basic box, it's got the smart brain motors on there, it's got a basic picture of Faiz, and on the back you can see what it can do. You can see Faiz in his Faiz Shot, Faiz Blaster, and Faiz Edge, as well as you see him riding the bike, and Auto Vajin as well. You can also see the Faiz pointer right here, which he can use for his Exceed Charge kick. Now, I'm very excited about it, but this figure does have problems though. I'll get to that, but first let's take a look at it outside of the box. Alright, here they are outside the box, and as you can see, they're very well painted and detailed. But I'm going to go through both individually. Let's start off with the main man himself, Faiz. Alright, here he is, Super RHF Kamen Rider Faiz out of the box. And honestly, I think this figure is amazing. It's so well crafted, it's so well painted. Sure, it's missing some paint details on the head, shoulders, and a bit on the hands, but that can easily be fixed with customization. But anyway, it's really beautiful. I like how the screws are well in place, I like how the sculpt matches that of the show. It's actually the most show accurate since the SH Figuarts. And speaking of which, to do a size comparison, look how tall they are. And I'm not like joking around with forced perspective. This is how tall they are. As you can see, it towers over the SH Figuarts. Towers over it. But, you know, it's still missing some issues, like the belts don't detach on these and they don't come with a variety of accessories. But still, I'm just amazed. Like, they put more detail into this than they did into this. Obviously, the helmets on the SH Figuart is a bit better than the one right here, but remember, it was 2003. As you can see, the figure right here is completely posable on legs, feet, hands, right here. It can open and close. Shoulders, well, the shoulders can't, like, go backward there. Even head, it can go left, right, up, down, just a little bit. And the it doesn't have a ball joint right here, but it is able to go 360 right here. It's really good for the time what they could create. Sure, like, there are much better figures than this out there, but this is a lot better because you can get the Auto Vajin, which I will get to in a little bit. But now let's go to his attachments. Okay, the first attachment I want to get to is his sort of Faiz Shot or cell phone gun. This is cool because in the show he's able to take out a cell phone part and use it as a weapon against the bad guys, aka Orphanox. As you can see, the belt doesn't detach, so you can't really do that, but the cell phone is really well detailed. I would have liked it if they had a sticker in there that would show the details of the cell phone, but then again, on the other one they don't really show that as much. Like, but SH Figuarts, it does have that sort of detail in it, so I'm not going to leave that out. But yeah, you can do a lot of cool posing with this, but it is tricky to keep this thing in. I think it's because it's way too big for the hand, but still, this was a 2003 toy. Obviously, they needed bigger girth of toy products in order that last longer, and I'm glad they stuck with that, though. Obviously, this thing comes with pegs, which is what I'll get to right now. It comes with this. The Faiz pointer, which could be used right here, obviously, if you want to do his classic rider kick from the show. It fits on there like a tight glove, and it is perfect. You can also attach it to the belt as well. Okay, second, you have this, his Faiz Edge sword. It's a part of the Auto Vajin, but you don't really get to take it out of there. You can also hook it up to his belt as well if you want to do that. Personally, that's more of the other guy's thing, aka Kaixa. But you can have it there if you want. It attaches to this hand, actually to both hands actually, if you want to do a scene where you're on the bike with the sword, which is what I'll show in the gallery. Yeah, you can have that little pose right there. Yes, I know the sword is bent, and I know Firestarter and Actar pointed that out in their reviews about how the sword is bent because it's flimsy plastic, but at least it's not breaking, which is good. I do like how I can pose it like this, and it looks really good, looks really convincing, and you know, I'm really glad with that. Okay, now finally, you have this, which is what I think is the biggest WTF of the entire figure, which is the Faiz Knuckle. Sure, the Faiz Knuckle fits perfectly on the hand, but look how it is on the belt. It's too big. They should have had a separate Faiz belt thing like they do with the SH Figure Arts, where they can put a smaller version of the knuckles right on the belt. That way it would obviously fit better and no one would complain about this. But there is a peg on the back where you can put it right here, and you can just have it there with none the wiser. Oh, let me put the Faiz edge on. Sorry, with Faiz pointer. Right there, and it wouldn't be noticeable. But sadly, you would notice his obvious junk in the trunk. But yeah, you know, those are just small gripes about a very great figure. I still give this a 5 out of 5 because of its ingenuity. Now let's go to the real reason why you wanted to see this video, the Auto Vajin. Alright, here is Auto Vajin, the robot sidekick to Kamen Rider Faiz. This figure is brilliant, but it has some problems. As you can tell, it has a Gatling gun wheel that can detach into a normal hand like so, and the arms can rotate 360 while also going up and down as well, which is pretty cool, but I really wish they had more of a ball joint right here so the figure can do some regular punching poses, but again, it's basic for the time. The figure is incredibly detailed, especially in the head department. As you can see, mask can raise up, mask can raise down, and it looks exactly like how it should from the show. Only problem I wish that they do, other than the ball jointed hands, is this, where it actually is a Gatling gun, which I wish they had an attachment for it, that way you could turn it into a gun. But that's just me. The figure is incredibly well painted for the time. You can see so much little detail that was put into it, which is very impressive. You can see that the seat looks good. Sure, it's missing a paint app right here where it's supposed to be red for the Faiz symbol, but you can also see the Smart Brain motos right here, which looks absolutely incredible, and it even has 58555V. Get it? Huh. It's really cool that that it's able to be like this for something so small, for something so long ago. It even has a kickstand right here for when it's in bike mode, which we'll get to that right now. Alright, here's Auto Vajin in bike mode, and it is beautiful. It looks better than it is in robot form. No offense to those who are a fan of the robot mode. It has more detail as a bike. Oh, put the foot down right there, sorry. I like how the, as you can see, the detachable wheel can be served on both of these arms as well as the front wheel. It looks pretty impressive, and you can actually move this around in case you want to move this. See? Right there, doesn't really notice that much unless you point to this, if you actually look at it from that angle. But still, it's incredible for how it looks. I love the paint detail right here when it just says 58555V. Pretty funny. I love the Smart Brain Motors vehicle logo right there. It's got that over there. It as the helmet there, when you have it on robot mode, the helmet goes down like that. But when you have it in bike mode, it has to go right there. That way the light can look like a normal light should. So far, I give this a 4 out of 5 because, well, it's got a lot of problems, but it's very, very advanced for what it was back then. Well, that's my review of the Super RHF Kamen Rider Faiz and Auto Vajin. Sure, the Auto Vajin and Faiz figure have a problem, but they don't really affect the figure that much. I give it a 5 out of 5, or a 5 out of 5, if you will. Ha ha ha. Man, I'm bad at puns. But anyway, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and to share my videos on here. Thank you for so much. Peace.